Happy Saturday. It's your girl Sharita. I'm so happy to be with y'all here today. I got a good one for you. Okay? We're going to be discussing self-care tips for busy moms and dads. Self-care tips for busy moms and dads. Y'all, let's get into it today. Come on in and let me know who you are and where you are watching from. My name is Sharita, like I told you, and I am in New Jersey. Okay? And let me know your self-care struggles and tips, anything you have to contribute, because we're going to get into it today. Let me tell you, okay? First of all, I want to tell you that self-care has brought me out of a depression, okay? This is how important self-care is, and this is why I talk about it so much. I had a lot of anxiety, and I had a lot of and I had some deep depression I was going through. I couldn't even walk out of the house. You know, it was if I walked on the sidewalk, my body, I would go into a panic attack. Okay, I've been through a lot of stuff, and if I didn't one day give myself a kick in the behind and tell myself, no, it's time to start making yourself a priority, and taking better care of yourself and loving yourself, putting yourself first, taking yourself off the back burner and putting on the front burner. If I didn't do that, and I didn't do some of the things I want to discuss with you today, I don't know what would have happened. Okay, that's how important it is. The other thing, the reason why I want to discuss self-care is because, and for my busy moms and dads, is because we have to put our kids first, and of course it's important to put our kids first. They're our babies. Like I have accomplished a lot of things throughout my life, okay, but my biggest accomplishment, or the thing I'm most grateful for and proud of and honored by, is being a mom. I absolutely love being a mother. I feel honored. It's an honor and a privilege to be part of creating life, and also to raise my girls, direct them, guide them, and love them. Okay, so when you love someone that much, right? And you are used to putting them before yourself, you can easily neglect yourself. But today we're going to be discussing this question. Just because we put our kids first, does it mean that we put ourselves last? Can't we put our children and our families first and put ourselves first too? Can't we carve out some time and a space for ourselves, just like we carve out time and space for our family? Can't we do both? Right, Miss Cheryl? Hello, madam. How you doing? Welcome. Can't we do both? Can we take care of our kids and our families? Make that a priority right here. And then can we also make taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves a priority here? Okay? All right, so we're going to get into some good self-care tips. Look in the comment section. We're going to post the checklist that I'm going to be discussing today. Okay? So any of our checklists, you can print them out and hang them up as a reminder. I'm telling you this because this is how I have changed my own life. Whether it be accomplishing personal goals or getting over joint pain. I have joint inflammation issues, or migraines. I used to have a lot of migraines, or being a parent, or getting through a tough time being a parent, in my marriage, you know what I mean? Going to the next level in my marriage. Anything I've had to accomplish, I've always written it down and hung it up. Anything I wanted to accomplish. So use these checklists the same way as a little reminder. I know we're busy, okay? So I want to introduce myself formally again. My name is Sharita Morgan. I am a behavior and learning strategist, where here we improve our children's behavior and learning from home. And I'm talking to you about self-care today because it's not easy. It's not easy doing that. And if we're not taking care of ourselves, and loving on ourselves, it's difficult to show up and be on the grind every single day. When you're raising children and when you're improving your children's behavior, focus, literacy, math, right? Mindsets, man, if you're not strong because you done took care of yourself, you will buckle. It's easy to give up. It's easy to let our children take control when they are out of control themselves and they need us to guide them. So this is why I always talk to y'all about self-care, all right? Okay. I've been working with kids since I was a kid, really. I'm the oldest of 7 children. I have 5 very handsome, intelligent brothers and 1 very beautiful, intelligent sister. And I was taking care of them when I was a child as well. You know how big sisters do. And then when I got older, I became a mental health specialist at UMDJ in Newark. And I learned so much there. I loved working there. But I got really good at behavior modification and helping kids develop social skills. But when I was working, we were working with them. I was a mental health specialist there. We noticed that when it was time for them to do homework, we would help them with homework, they would completely fall apart because, yeah, they're trying to improve their focus. Yeah, they're improving their social skills. Yeah, they're learning how to make good choices. But that goes out the window when these kids are faced with work that they do not understand. They can't read on their own. They cannot function independently. Complete behaviors just came back. Noticed the same thing in school. I made a decision then that I needed to be in a classroom. I wanted to improve children's behavior and focus and help them learn how to read and function independently on or above their grade level. So this is what I do in my tutoring coaching program every single day. Is we do both. We can't improve behavior and then the problem of literacy is still there. There's definitely a correlation, okay? And then we can't just improve their reading and then not address the behaviors and the focus because that gets in the way of their learning. So that's what I did as a mental health specialist. Then I went on to become a special education teacher, and I loved it. And now the mission of the Work Unlimited Growth Institute is to help children get to a point where they are reading on or above their grade level, function on or above their grade level, and if they have special education services to get so good and functioning independently and reading and doing their work on their own and improve their grades so much, improve their behavior and their focus so much, then they no longer need these accommodations in the IEP. When I tell y'all we be smacking accommodations out the way, that we do, okay? We do that here, all right? Any accommodation, we turn that into a goal and we master it, all right? So that's me just telling you about what I do. Let's get into these self-care tips. I'm going to give you a tip that's a big bonus because it's not even on a checklist, but I'm going to start with this because this is the most important part, or one of the most important parts of self-care is, before we get started, we have to customize self-care for us. We have to customize self-care. Self-care means something different for everybody. And it really calls for us taking a look into ourselves and saying, what do I need? What am I missing? Why do I feel tired every day? Why do I get overwhelmed every day? Why am I getting these headaches? Or this joint pain? Or these digestive issues? You know what I mean? Why am I feeling depressed? What's going on? And I know a lot of us have issues from the past that have contributed to our depression, but we don't want to live our whole lives with that. You gotta drop that bag. And one of the best ways to do that is to start to make your self-care a priority and to love yourself so much that no longer has a hold on you. So when I say, why am I depressed, it's not just because something happened in my past that caused me to feel this way. It's also because I don't rest enough, I don't exercise, I don't do things that I love, I don't make my own self-care a priority, I keep saying no to myself, right? All those things we do in our day-to-day lives today contribute to and keeps this depression going, okay? So the first thing you want to do is do a self-analysis. figuring out where am I right now, why am I struggling, what do I want to change, what do I want to improve, and what do I want to accomplish, okay? And when we do that self-analysis, we change our mindsets. And when we change our mindsets, we change our subconscious, and we start to move in the right direction. If we think about why we are upset or why our lives are not going well every single day, we're going to keep producing more of that. That's where our brain is oriented towards. That's where we're going in that direction. But as soon as we start to replace it with, this is what I want for me. I want to be happy every day. I want peace. I want to be excited. I want to accomplish this thing. I want to accomplish that thing. I want to ride a bike. That's one of my personal goals, to start riding a bike again, okay? So to go to the store and pick up a bike. Me, I'm 43 years old now, y'all. To get on a bike and start riding around, okay? I'm getting excited, happy just talking about it right now, okay? That's another thing. Things that you do to make, yourself happy, okay? So when we start to focus more on those things, then we start to feel better. We start to move a little bit differently, okay? So that's the first thing, customize it. Find out what do you need for self-care, and resist the urge to say, I really want this, but no buts. No buts. If you really want to make your self-care a priority, you gotta be like, I really want to do this, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to start. I got to throw myself into it and start doing it, and then whatever happens, happens. Make it. Get yourself, move yourself in the direction of your self-care. Okay? All right. So that's before I start giving you the breakdown of the tips. Okay? But remember, that's important. Each one of these tips is going to need customization. All right? Now, before I continue, don't forget to message me. Send me a message right now so that we can send you a link for the Zoom after party, because in about 20 minutes, we're going to be in Zoom. I'm going to be in Zoom, and we're going to be talking self-care. And we're going to talk to each other about what our self-care challenges are and what we want to accomplish. You know what I mean? We're going to talk for a little bit in Zoom, okay? And I'll be there to answer any of your questions. This topic of self-care has been on my mind, and I've been in the works of self-care for years. So this is something I understand the struggle. I understand how important it is, and I understand what needs to happen to get to a place of peace and feeling good about yourself, okay? Understand that self-care is ongoing. It's not something that, all right, I got it. You're always going to be growing and always going to be learning and getting better. Woo. Yeah, I know I love me some tea. All right, for self-care tip number 1 to become a self-care master. Reserve some mommy time or daddy time. Reserve it, okay? You know how your kids go to school from 8 to 3, okay? And if you're at work, you work from 9 to 5, whatever your hours are, that's reserved for that. We have to reserve time for ourselves as well. It has to be reserved. From 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock every morning is for me. Whatever time it is. 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning. It's supposed to say customize it, what works for you. You might work at night and need a different time. But an hour or more, if you can squeeze in more of time just for you. What will you be doing during that time? Customize it, okay? I'm going to tell you what I do during that time, okay? And this was one of the toughest things for me to be able to do. Because I used to, especially with my first child, my husband and I, Kevin, we've been together since high school. We're high school sweethearts. We have a 15-year-old daughter, Jazzy, and then 10 years later we had Maya. And your girl used to just wake up in the morning, jump out the bed, and then go to get Jazzy ready for school and just focus on her. I didn't do nothing for myself, you know what I mean? Get her out, and then now I'm working on, okay, now I take a shower, now I gotta do for me. But I don't do that anymore. I wake up before the kids get up. And that's me time. It's quiet. There's no interruptions. It's just me, a mother. First thing I do when I get out the bed is say thank you for waking me up today. Okay? That's the first thing I do when I get out of bed. And you want to have something that you say to yourself, or a prayer, or whatever, customize it when you first wake up so that you can get your mind going in the right direction. Are you one of those people who, when you wake up, you start thinking about 1,000 things? I was. That had my day, my morning start off wrong, and then at night it was hard for me to go to sleep because my mind was just going. But I mastered how to calm my mind down. That's part of the way I got rid of my migraines. And I've also mastered how to get my brain to think about what I wanted to think about. So that's the first thing I do. Next thing, I have a bottle of water on the dresser, and I have a cup of tea. Now it's not cold, it's not hot anymore because I'm sitting there all night, right? But it contains ginger, turmeric. It's green tea, contains ginger, turmeric, a little black pepper, and honey. Why do I do that? Because hydrating, when I'm resting, I am, your body is fasting, it's detoxing. When you wake up, you need to hydrate, okay, and replenish. Plus, like I told you, I have joint issues, so the turmeric and the ginger and the pepper all work together, and the honey and the green tea all work together, so that when I wake up in the morning, if I have a little hip pain, I'm drinking that, and I automatically get some relief, or I automatically feel good. If it's bothering me, and it's been bothering me for a couple of days, and I started doing, like, if I stop doing that, it takes me a couple of days, I wake up with absolutely no pain. So that's customized for me, okay? I drink water and I do that. Then, I use the bathroom and everything, and I write in my self-care journal. My self-care journal. Hold on a second, I'm gonna show you. I had to show you. I can show you better. I can tell you. This is my self-care journal, y'all. It's my self-care journal. I got it at Target. When I was at Target one time, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this. Because the self-care I've been on a self-care journey for years, okay? So it's my self-care journal, and in it, there are all kind of tips, and there's the question, what did you do to take care of yourself? On every page to write, okay? And then they have different tips. Breathe deeply, unplug for an hour, okay? Exercise, wear your comfiest sweater, different tips. I was so pleased that when I started writing about what I did to take care of myself, and then what my plans are for the day, right? I was so pleased to realize that a lot of do some yoga, a lot of the self-care tips I have been doing and learned how to do. So your girl has come a long way. Writing is a good way to get your mind focused in the morning and for you to feel good. You can actually change your mood by writing about things that you feel good about and proud about, okay? So that's what I do in the morning. Then I take a shower, and then I go for I stretch first. Most of the days, if I'm running out of time, I just start walking, which I regret that later. But most of the time, I do some yoga, and then I go for a walk, okay? The walk happens after I take Maya to school, though. But that's part of my morning routine, okay? So reserve some mommy time or some daddy time. It could be your routine, or it can be on this day I'm going to go have lunch for myself, at my favorite restaurant, or I'm going to go and sit by the lake. That's something I did recently. I walked to the park and sat by the lake. Or it can be I'm going to go sit and watch a movie. When's the last time you watched a movie? Okay, right? By yourself. Just go in there and popcorn and just have a good time. You need a break from work, home, family, kids, work, home, family, kids, work, home, family, kids. There needs to be some enjoyment in your life that you make a priority, okay? So, reserve some mommy time or daddy time. Next one is create morning and nighttime routines for yourself. Again, the kids need to eat. We make sure that we cook for them. We make sure that they eat. The kids have their time where they have their baths and stuff and get ready for school in the morning, have all that stuff. And then we gotta ask ourselves, we doing the same thing for ourselves. Once the kids are in the bed, on the way to the kids get in bed, start your nighttime routine, okay? When I was a younger mother, I definitely did not have a nighttime routine or a morning routine. I was like on call, mom, all the time. We're always on call. But what happens, especially if our kids have behavior issues, if we do that all the time, then we're also available for behavior all the time. One thing I learned as a mental health specialist and a special education teacher is we gotta keep it moving. If we stand still during behavior, then we become part of it. But if we just keep it moving, we want this is what I want this done at this time, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, our kids start to move too. And if you make your self-care a priority, if you value your own time, your children will as well. And they will learn to value their own time and self-care, all right? So create your morning and nighttime routines. I gave you an example of my morning routine, right? And customize it for yourself. Number 3, create a convenient exercise routine. It has to be convenient. If it's going to be consistent every single day, if you want to exercise more consistently, right? Then it has to be something easy that flows with everything. So I changed one thing in my life, and now I exercise all the time, okay? And that is, instead of driving Maya to school, I walk Maya to school. It's the exercise. And what happened was, before, like I said, I used my joints, so it used to be very painful to walk. So I had to take the car, okay? But by taking better care of myself, is with my self-care, now I can walk more. I'm walking all the time. So I walk Maya to and from school, and then I do extra walking. I'm walking to the stores. You know what I mean? I'm walking to the park. It's 30 minutes away. I'm doing all this stuff. Because currently I'm on a 66-day walking challenge. All right? Forgot to mention that. That's one of my personal goals. I'm on a 66-day walking challenge. We're a couple of weeks in. And I'm walking more than I have probably ever walked since I was a teenager, y'all. Okay? Whatever you want to accomplish, whatever you want to do, you can do. All right? So, make it convenient and have one thing that you do that's consistent. It could be a 10-minute, like it takes 10 minutes to walk to and from my school. And then you can build on that and do things that you want to do. Okay? So now Maya's walk to school is easy. That's easy now. No pain either. It's easy. So now what else do I want to do? What else do I want to do? You know what I mean? So create it. It's easy for you. Instead of trying to figure out more time to exercise. Like I want to exercise. I want to go with the flow. When it's time to take my daughter to school, I'm exercising automatically, right? Or when I come home, I walk around to the backyard and I start gardening. I put it in because it flows, okay? So make exercise convenient for yourself, and then you can push yourself for extra exercise. Another example, I tried to before, like I'm gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym. That wasn't easy. That wasn't easy, but you know what was? When I had that 7-day gym challenge, y'all, it was after I dropped mine off at school, I'm driving straight to the gym. I'm already up, I'm already showered, I'm already dressed, I'm already out, I'm already awake. It was easy to drive to the gym then, okay? So make exercise convenient and incorporate it into the flow of your day. Hey, Tawanda, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about self-care for us. Okay, you can becoming a self-care master for busy moms and dads. This last one was a good tip with incorporating exercise into your flow and into your routine. So you're not doing extra. You don't have to force yourself to exercise. It's flowing. It's easy because you've incorporated it into your routine. Okay, right after you do something else. Next, now this is one thing that I've learned as far as eating healthy. Right now, I'm eating the healthiest that I've ever had. Consistent in my life, y'all. Okay, and it has to do with, we want to eat healthier. We say we're going to cut out this, we're going to cut out that, we're going to cut out this, we're going to cut out that, right? What I've learned and how I've really helped myself with my joint issues, right? My migraines, all that stuff is, instead of focusing on what to take out, focus on what to put in. So, the next tip is create a list of healthy foods that you like to eat. And then buy those. And then eat them as much as you want to. Okay? Instead of focusing on what you should not eat, focus on healthy foods that are good for you, that will provide nutrients for you that you do like. And then put those in a rotation and just keep eating those over and over. You know what happens? It's just like when we talk about our mindset, is when we focus on bad things that have happened in our lives. And the reason why we're depressed, the trauma, right? When we focus on that stuff and we think about that stuff all the time, that's how our mind is kind of conditioned to think about it. We track more of that and more of those feelings. But when we focus on what we're grateful for and what we accomplished yesterday, writing it down, like, I did that, you know what I mean? And what we want to accomplish and what we're happy about, you know what I mean? Something that's exciting that happened. When we start thinking about that all the time, then our mind, that becomes a big part of our thinking. It becomes a big part of our subconscious. It feels good, okay? And then the other part starts to get small. Same thing I noticed with food. If we eat a lot of junk all the time and we don't prepare for ourselves and make what we want to eat, the healthy food we want to eat, a priority, when we don't do that, we end up eating a lot of stuff that's not good for us and we don't even really like it. You ever ate something that wasn't good for you, but it was available, it was there, it was quick, you're like, that wasn't even good. Like, you just wasted, you know what I mean, your own energy, and, for something that wasn't even very good. It wasn't good for you and it didn't even taste good, right? That's because we're not making what we like to eat a priority. So when we do that, and we eat more of that, our body says, this is what I've been wanting all this time. Give me more, please. And our body then starts to crave those foods. And then we start eating more and more healthy foods and we start to crave the other foods less. Next thing you know, you have a lot more of your diet of healthy foods. Another side tip is start to grow your own food. It's spring now. In my backyard, I have bins set up on tables with plants from last time, and dirt and soil from last year. The reason they're on tables is because Mr. and Mrs. Groundhog live under our shed and they are back. And the first time I was gardening, they just ate up my whole garden. So the only solution I had was to put my plants all up on tables. So I've been doing that ever since. Last year we had zucchinis back there, we had herbs back there, we had tomatoes. The girls would go down there just picking cherry tomatoes off the plants and just eating them. Green beans, sugar snap peas, eggplant. We had an eggplant plant, mint, lemon balm, just all kind of stuff. And now I went out in the garden and I have so many tomato seedlings popping up on their own. I have to figure out where I'm going to put them, okay? So I planted some seeds, but there's a lot of other seedlings popping up all over the place that they're just growing on their own. So I'm very happy about that. And that is a high nutrient foods that I like, that I'm going to be able to eat. And I'm going to be putting some in jars, preserving them, freezing some herbs, lots of stuff. So that's coming. I'm going to be posting stuff about that, y'all. But I don't have a huge yard. Like, it's decent. You know what I mean? But even if you don't have a lot of space, you don't need acres of land to grow your own food. You can just grow food in your backyard. or you could just grow a couple of things. You're gonna grow a lot of greens this year as well, right? So that's customized for me because I told myself I want to eat food that's homegrown and homemade. Eat a lot more food than that. So customize that. Make a list of things you want to eat. Search out those foods that are nutrient dense and good for what your body needs, and just eat a lot of that. Okay? So focusing on that instead of taking out stuff is much better. So that's the tip number 4. So the overall tip was customize your self-care. Reserve some mommy and daddy time. Create morning and nighttime routines for yourself, all customized. Okay? Create a convenient exercise routine. It's convenient, it's easy, it flows. I'm already here. Let me just bust a move, right? Dancing. Let me just start walking because I'm already here. I already got my sneakers on. I'm already outside. I'm just gonna walk, or I'm already in the car. Just drop mine off. Let me just drive to the gym because I'm already here. Instead of I gotta wake myself up in the morning at 5 o'clock. I gotta go to the gym. Oh, I don't feel like getting up. No. Put your exercise routine in where it's convenient for you. All right. For those who I work from home, but moms and dads, when you work and you go out to work, those lunch times or those breaks, go for a walk, get some sun, it's good for you, and it will make you feel good. Even if the first one, I don't feel like going for a walk, after a while you will crave it. Trust me, okay? All right. So next thing, and make a list of healthy foods that you like and start eating those. The next tip, boy, I had to really work hard on this. Let me tell y'all. Y'all probably can relate. I had to really work hard on this. Drop everything and go to bed. Get your behind in the bed, honey, okay? I have to tell, matter of fact, that's about mine at night. Like, I start finding stuff to do. My husband said that to me. He's like, you start finding stuff to do. Yeah, I do. I start finding stuff to do. I'm like, let me just fold this laundry real quick, or let me just, look this up real quick on my computer. Let me do a little bit more work, you know what I mean? Or let me just go in here and, the plants need to be watered. Like, that could be done tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But when you find yourself, look at the time and watch the time. Ask yourself, customize, how much sleep should I be getting? How much sleep should I be getting? And think about that ahead of time. Some of us be working so hard, and then we realize how late it is. Then we're like, I'm only going to get 3 hours of sleep, right? But ask yourself, how much sleep do you want to get every night? And then ask yourself, what time do I need to be in bed so that I get some good sleep? And then watch the time. And if you running around, you do your nighttime routine, you start an hour before that time. Even if you're doing your nighttime routine while your kids are doing theirs. We all doing it. Let's go. When that time starts to come and you find yourself wanting to fold that laundry, okay? Or find yourself wanting to be on your phone or watch something or do something, tell yourself, I can do that tomorrow. Drop everything and get in the bed. Your body will thank you. When we rest, that's when we are healed. That's when our body is healed. And that's when we're getting rejuvenated. That's what self-care is. If we're not getting enough rest, then that causes health problems. Okay? So, and like I said, busy moms and dads, we're busy. We gotta get our kids to bed. And I used to focus on my kids getting to bed and like fussing at them to get into bed and everything, thinking about the time they need to get to bed is late. Like, you need that much sleep. And I never told myself. But you know what? When I just started with their nighttime routine and we start rocking and rolling and everything, they got their thing going, and then I'm putting my sneakers on, going out the door. And my oldest daughter like, where you going? My youngest daughter like, where you going? I'm gonna go for a walk real quick, okay? Because they're already straight. So I'm just walking around the block. When we do that and they know what they have to do, they start focusing more on what they have to do instead of focusing on trying to get our attention every 5 seconds, okay? I started to notice when I came back in the house after a little walk, everybody done settled down. They're doing good. I'm giving kisses and I feel good because I went for a little walk, okay? So drop everything, and when it's time to go to bed, you go to bed. Everybody quiet, up, it's time for bed. I'm in the bed, everybody in the bed, everybody quiet. It's time for bed now. And if some of you are saying that's easier said than done, I feel you. That wasn't the case all the time. I had to learn, I had to get here. Bedtime used to be real tough in my house, okay? So I understand, all right? But we always keep our eyes on the prize, and we always keep focused on the goal. So if we want to accomplish something, we say, I would love to do that, but that would never work, or my kids would never do that, then we're right. That's exactly what will happen. Instead of that, just focus, this is what I want to happen, and keep focusing on that, and then it will happen, okay? The last thing, moms, dads, especially moms, I'm talking to you right now, because I know you might have a problem with this, you know. I meet with moms and I do the assessments for their kids for my tutor coaching program, and I always ask them about self-care, and a lot of times they are doing everything themselves. The kids don't have chores, and they don't really, they're like, self-care, what's that? Like for what? For my son? For my daughter? I'm like, no, for you, right? Delegate. Do not do everything yourself. You will burn out. You will burn out. You will fall out. You won't be no good for nobody. And it's easy to get irritated if we are not resting, if we're overwhelmed, if we're doing everything, if things are not organized, nobody's cooperating. It's easy to get irritated. You know what else is easy also to give in? It's easy to, if we have these action plans at home for our children, behavior growth action plan, and literacy growth action plan, and math growth action plans, and you know, we have this going at home. It's easy to give in or not be insistent that they still show up and do what they gotta do if we are doing too much and we are overwhelmed and we're not resting, taking care of ourselves. So this is really why I talk to y'all about this so often, okay? Here's why we need to delegate. One, like I said, you'll be passed out and you're doing too much. And it's not even effective. Everything won't be done the way it's supposed to be done if you're doing everything yourself and nobody's on board and cooperating. Number two, your children really grow when they have responsibilities. When they contribute. The last successful for the Work on Learning Growth Institute is contribute to my household and classroom. That's rule number 7 that my students say every time we're in class, okay? When they contribute to their household and classroom, they start to feel, even if they complain about it in the beginning, we're not worried about that. You know, we'll skip right over that complaining, all right? And if they complain about it in the beginning, they eventually, it becomes a habit of theirs, and they grow in the process. They're learning how to focus on one task at a time. They're learning how to pay attention to detail. They're learning how to do a good job, okay? They're learning what it feels like to contribute for other people to appreciate your work, okay? These are the same qualities that's needed when they are doing their classwork at home, because I've noticed a lot of kids who don't put effort into their classwork and homework, and they just do it sloppy, just handing anything or try to get out of it. They do the same thing with their chores, or they don't have chores. So it's very important for our children to have chores and also to earn things that we give them. That's a whole nother lie, okay? Right? So when you delegate, now we as a team are keeping this house clean. We as a team, our family is learning and growing together. We're all taking care of each other. We learn how to take care of ourselves, because moms, busy moms, and busy dads, you are the leaders for self-care in your home. You are the self-care leaders. If you take care of yourself, then your children learn how to not just value your time and your energy, right? They also learn to value and take care of themselves. We don't want our children growing up in the elite life where they're burnt out, they're not taking care of themselves, they have health problems, and they are not successful in doing what they want to do in their homes and in life and business. We don't want that for them, so we have to show them what it looks like. I did that with my oldest daughter. She seen me going on walks, and then yesterday she went to the walked to the park and sat down and read. Just because she saw me do it. I've told her to do that many times before, but it wasn't until she saw me going out and walking every day that she took it upon herself. I'm very proud of her. So let's be an example for self-care for our children. Let's do it first for ourselves, and we're going to make our own self-care a priority, but we'll also make our children, our families, our husbands, our wives, our partners a priority as well. Okay? All right, I love y'all so much. If you want to join me, I'm going to the Zoom meeting right now. I'll be there in like 2 minutes. If you want to join me for after party, get yourself a cup of tea or coffee, whatever you want to drink, whatever's your pleasure, okay? Then go ahead and send us a message, and we'll send you the link, and we'll hang out together. I just realized we went over the time because I was just enjoying it so much. Okay, for more information on my tutoring coaching program, go to growthinstitute.mykajabi.com or send us a direct message. That's growthinstitute.mykajabi.com, especially if it's coming at the end of the year and you want your child to start getting tutored and coached to improve their behavior and learning, so that next year they go back like champs. Honey, holla at me, okay? Then I want to show you the shirt that came. It's beautiful, okay? This is the map. On one side is the African map of the continent of Africa, and then on the other side is the United States. And then you got this in the back. I hope you can see because I can't see you, okay? You want to link to that shirt? Go ahead in the comment section as well. All right, I love y'all so much, and I'll see you soon. Believe in yourself, believe in your child, honey, and always remember that growth is unlimited.